Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Michi Makes Up. If you're new to the channel, considering giving this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and ring the bell to get notified every time new content is released. I do review a lot of luxury makeup and luxury skincare. So today we're going to take a look at a side-by-side comparison of the Chanel blushes. We're going to compare the new formula to the old. I have actually not tried the Chanel blushes, so I'll be trying the new formula and the old formula for the first time at the same time. When I found out a new formula was coming out, I thought, wow, that's a great idea. You know, I can try the old one and new one at the same time. Now that I think about it, I'm like, what if I only enjoy the old ones? That means I would have to run out and buy as many as I can before, they're all sold out. Well, we'll see if that's the case. What I'm going to do here is I have my eye makeup on and some concealer, but I actually don't have foundation on because I'd like to put on my right cheek the old formula and then on the left cheek the new formula, and we can do a side-by-side comparison that way. We'll also do some arm swatches as well. Both the new and the old blushes are made in France with a shelf life of 18 months. According to the Chanel website, the newly formulated blushes are described as a soft, silky powder blush that enhances the complexion with a touch of color and radiance. The ultra-fine texture glides on easily and has buildable coverage for customizable results. Indispensable, the on-the-go compact includes a deluxe brush for easy touch-ups during the day. The composition, a floral accord of rosy notes, leaves a subtle and instantly recognizable scent on cheeks. Yes, the blushes are scented. Has that kind of classic Chanel rose scent to it. I think the old and the new have the same amount of scent. It's the same scent, and I don't think one is stronger than the other. Let's first start with the shade Rose Petale. And I'm going to hold the two up. I wonder if just by holding them side by side, some of you guys who are familiar with the blushes know which is which. The first notable thing is the shades do vary, even though they have the same name. This is the old Rose Petale, and this is the new. The immediate giveaway, besides the color difference for those who are familiar, is on the back of the compacts, you have some basic information here. Notice at the bottom, below this line, there's nothing printed. On the newly formulated blushes, there is Chanel London followed by a postal code that reads WIJ6DG. So that is the address of the headquarters. So that's the difference on the compact. Now, if you look at the product itself, and we'll do the arm swatches. This is the old, this is the new. The old seems to be more pigmented. I went in a couple of times for both to get several applications so that it's deep enough for you guys to see. But I got more color payoff from the old formula. And while it might not be too obvious from the camera, but looking at it like this, the old formula does have more of a shimmer, texture, finish, or quality to it versus the new. The new has a bit too, but the old one is more prominent. So let's apply them to the cheeks. I'm going to apply the new Rose Petale on the right cheek. I did 2 swipes. And just so you guys know, this side there is some color to it, but the other side did not. And I want to make sure that I have a clean brush so there's no mixing of other shades or other blushes, so we can get a good idea. Because I don't have any foundation on, this is not going to look as smooth because the canvas is not as smooth as it can be, but I think this does at least show you the shade. On the left cheek, we're going to apply the old formula. I've gone in for 2 swipes as well. So this is the new, and this is the old formula. I think they're both beautiful. The old formula, yes, has more pigmentation, and it does have more of a sheen to it than the new. Looking at it like this, the shades are also similar, and with the old one, you definitely don't need as much. I think you can go lighter hand with it and get good payoff still. Looking at the arm swatches again, it does look like the new Rose Petale down here looks deeper overall, even though the color payoff of the swatch is lighter. Well, let's move on to the next shade. The next shade that I have to compare for you guys is Rouge Profond. And for those who are familiar with the blushes, can you tell which is which? This is the old formula, and this is the new. With Rouge Profond, there is less of a shimmer overall, even with the old formula compared to Rose Petale. But I still think the new one is a bit more, even a bit more matte than the old one. So let me take off Rose Petale and then we'll come back to swatch Rouge Profond. I filmed this particular segment of the video along with everything else yesterday. Then when I went to edit in the evening, I realized I didn't hit record after I took the blush off from the previous test. So here we are the next day. That is why I don't have eye makeup on. So we're gonna go ahead now to test Rouge Profond. We're gonna use two brushes that are exactly the same. These are the Beautylish Lunar New Year brushes. On my right cheek, I'm going to test the new formula, and on the left, the old formula. I do think color-wise the two are basically the same. Like this, I really can't tell the difference. Texture-wise, I do think the old formula is also smoother, just like I experienced with Rose Petale. And I do think because it's smoother, it just looks a bit more blended in, and this looks more like a flushed cheek, whereas this has just like a little bit more shimmer than this side. And then taking a look at the arm swatches, this is the old formula and this is the new. Color-wise, shade-wise, I think it's hard to tell the difference. And going in with my fingers for the swatch, the old formula is smoother. And the sheen is not that noticeable. It's very, very subtle from the old formula. I do think both are beautiful, and the differences are so subtle that I don't think it really matters which one you have, as long as you enjoy the shade. But if I had to keep one and not the other, I think my preference is on the old formula, just because it is a bit smoother. This is the finished look. I did decide to go with Rose Petale for my blush today, and I went with the old formula. It has this beautiful subtle sheen to it. I don't have any highlight on, and it does give a boost, a subtle boost to natural radiance. My, I guess, final thoughts is I seem to prefer the old formula over the new. It's interesting that the old formula, even though it has this it has more of a shimmer quality and therefore maybe smoother, it's also more pigmented. And I think because, at least for Rose Petale, because of the shimmer, even though it's more pigmented, you go in, it just kind of glides on really nicely It's a bit hard to describe, but it almost feels like the blush is easier to use because of those factors combined. I might find myself going out to grab a couple more of these old blushes before they're all gone. I will have links below for both the old and new formula below, so you guys can go have a look. The new formula is available on Chanel's website, and it looks like, at least from the US Chanel site, you can still get, again, 2 of the old formula shades, Alizane and Rouge Profond. So I'll have links to those. Let me know below what you guys think, and it looks like there are some new shades that came out with the new formula. One of them is Brun Rose or Brun Rouge. Anyways, I will link it below. Beautiful new shades. I'm curious about them, but I think my attention's on the old formula for now. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys very soon. Bye.